I have decided to lock myself in Age of Azeroth zones one by one, completing everything it has to offer before moving to the next. To track progress, we will be using all the things add-on that tracks everything we can complete in any given zones. Quests, exploration and dungeons, if we do meet the level requirement that is, have to be done for full completion. The zones will be taken in chronological order as we progress with the game, and hardcore mode will make things even more difficult as we cannot change zones to level in different ones, so we will have to complete many quests that overlevel us. We can leave the zone only for training in capital or finish breadcrumb quests that occur from time to time. My warlock died in level 22 and Blizzard is at fault as it was a random disconnect during combat. So today, I wanted to introduce you to somebody. Meet Annette, my wife. She was very eager to help me on this series, so I taught her a basic way of the paladin and sent her to Northchild Valley to explore the lushy thick forests of Elwyn. She's a very kind person and spreads the good vibes all around her, but be wary. If you get in her way, you will regret it. This I can tell you from my own experience. So be nice to her as well. And if you meet her in Azeroth, make sure to give your regards, or else.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
Right after showing up in Elwyn, my wife gets straight up to work. You know, she's a kind of a hard-working person, so she wasn't wasting any time, as opposed to me, lazy bum. Anyways, it turns out that the light is on her side and killing some wolves or kobolds doesn't actually give her any problem. On top of that, she also didn't break any sweat while dealing with the local bandits, as she was even more than happy to help the local Millie collect her plants from the vineyards, while of course killing an army of bandits along the way. Northchild Valley training was pretty quick and my wife was soaking all the knowledge with ease, so sooner or later we found ourselves in the gold chair, where it turns out that the local people and farmers still have quite a lot of problems with the kobolds, and when the local tradesmen heard about it, they wanted to have some own share in it and asked us for a little favors by collecting some candles and gold dust off the kobolds. With all the money that we have collected, I did manage to get a little bag upgrade, as bags are best in slot items so far, and we also managed to learn some professions like engineering and mining. This is mostly due to the fact that you would probably expect some herbalism from Annette, but it turns out that she prefers tinkering a little bit more than actually watering plants, so the choice was pretty obvious. On top of that, I had a feeling that some training dummies, grenades and stuff like that will probably be useful on our journey, so that's why this choice has been made. Also, on top of that, on the road to gold share, we did manage to drop a priest mace of power, which is a massive upgrade for our paladin, with +2 attack power, 2.0 speed, and very nice damage. Is going to increase our leveling by a ton. So after asking around on farms, Annette being helpful and pretty lush she is, it turns out that the family of the farmers are actually more fighting between each other rather than helping in those hard times. So we literally run around those farms during errands for the people, running around delivering love letters, pork pies, and all that kind of stuff like we would be some kind of freaking DHL parcel delivery. It also turns out that the Grandma Stonefield is a pretty cheeky one and can still help our young lover couple being together, and believe me, when my wife heard romance in World of Warcraft, she was freaking chasing around after that quest. Kobolds? What kobolds? They can wait. In the name of the love, I will unite this couple. That's what she said. But I did manage to persuade her that doing the jobs one by one rather than rushing around is probably a better method. She did finally agree, and we went in straight up to the mines to find Goldtooth and recover the necklace for the old poor Bernice. It also turned out that my lovely one is actually pretty proficient in killing those freaking kobolds, especially with the new weapon at her hand. You know what? The funny thing is that I did actually in fact mark a paladin as a C tier class considering the fun of play, but after reading some comments actually, because I haven't played that much of a classic paladin to be honest, just tried it like once twice, but haven't really got it to 60. It actually turns out that apart from like combat, that is quite boring to be honest, because you literally just push judgment. It turns out that it can be pretty interesting. The most funny thing is that there are some specializations that actually allow you to play as a true hybrid spec, and you can still tank, DPS, or heal with certain talent setups, and if you carry enough gear to actually swap it out. So this got me pretty interesting to be honest, to try it out once more. I'm really hoping to try out some tanking definitely, and would love to see some reckoning bombs as well, but we're gonna make the spec decisions along the way, so we will see how this will turn out, but I can promise you that I will make it as interesting as humanly possible for both my wife, me, and of course you guys. My waifu was so eager to actually solve this lover's problem that she actually just swept through the freaking mines, killing so many kobolds in the process, that in no time we were giving back the Bernice the necklace and on our way back to Goldshire to speak with William about the methods of reuniting the young lovers. So turning in the Gold Dust Exchange actually awards us with the bags of marbles, and this is a very powerful tool, especially for the melee classes, for killing like more dangerous mobs, like Hogger for example, because it decreases the target's chance to hit by 25%, so this actually means that 1/4 of the hits against you will actually miss, so very good thing, especially for a melee class. While being in Goldshire, I also go up to Michelle Bell to actually train the first aid. You may ask, why would you need first aid on a paladin where you have healing powers yourself? Well, you know, the thing is that later down the line, the mana can be a pretty big issue, so having a reliable way of healing ourselves in tight situations or just in between the fights is really valuable. And well, my wife always wanted to get to know the first aid methods, so I guess our whole family benefits from it. So eventually we speak with William about lovers, and it turns out that he can make an invisibility potion, which made my wife really excited for the outcome. We teach some new paladin tricks at the trainer, and we go straight up into the lake for the murlocs, as they hold an required ingredient for the invisibility potion. While exploring the mines, it turns out we will have plenty of challenges in here. We found a rare spider and Motherfang, which we of course engage into a fight with, hoping for some juicy rewards. My wife was so brave not fearing those big massive spiders, and it actually turned out very well because we received a leather chest with +1 stamina brought Mother Carapace, which is a very nice upgrade. In the Spider's Queen's Nest, we have also found a chest that didn't receive that many rewards, but a potion and some light leather will be nice, especially that leather will be needed in the future for our engineering. And we also found a copper vein, so it's a very nice addition on top of everything. After coming back to Goldshire, we received the invisibility potion from William, so we're ready to go get back to farms. Marshal Duncan also tells us that kobolds are not the only problem in the area, and we're being sent up to the west to Westbrook Garrison to help out with another threat, which are gnolls. But as you probably know my wife already, by that time she was already sprinting back to the Macklord Vineyards to give the invisibility potion to the Mabel. I can't blame her. Every good fantasy story has to have some romance in it, isn't it? After visiting the Mabel once back again, it turns out that she is going away in seconds, and for our help, she gives us plenty of healing potions that she actually don't really need, but will definitely be a big help for us on our adventure. And of course, Annette is my wife, I have to care for her, so every extra bit of help and survivability is invaluable. I can't let her down, am I? After that, we head further east to meet the princess, a pig so big because she ate all of the Stonefield crops, and they're actually so pissed about it that they want her dead. She's a very formidable opponent because she is guarded by some 2 other swines. We haven't invited to a party as there were plenty of people around waiting for her, so the job wasn't really that hard. We eventually meet God Thomas in the far east, whose job is actually protect the East Vale logging camp, and we will help him make it a little bit more safer. First thing we are assigned to is to actually hold control the amount of bears and wolves in the area, as they are constantly chasing away the logging workers. So on top of everything, we also have to collect all the wood that have already been chopped. Local murlocs seem to be quite a big problem as well, as 2 guards that have been sent on the patrol around their camps went missing and haven't been seen for days. Out in the forest, we do find a half-eaten body of the Malachi, according to his pendant, and the webbed footprints actually indicate that the Rolfs has headed towards the Murloc village, and we'll have to go in there to investigate his fate. For the moment though, we head over to the island of Heroes Vigil that has been completely overtaken by the Defias rogue wizards. We are supposed to kill as many as possible and collect their bandanas as trophies, and this will also help Sarah, the local tailor, to sew even more garments for the local guards. Oh my god guys, you know what's crazy? I have been called by Blizzard once more, as I have been disconnected once again, but this time around luck was on my side, or at least at my wife's side. I did barely manage to log in pretty fast and I was found on the brink of death, so I bubbled and poted instantly, healed up and get rid of the freaking wizards. They are literally a cheeky rogues. That would be pretty brutal, losing 2 characters in such a short span by the same freaking bug. Let's face it, it's a bug. On one of the wizards, we find a warrior's tunic with +2 strength, which seems to be a very good upgrade for us. We also get to level 10. So this time around, we have to make a very important choice for Annette, as I really want to play a little bit of the hybrid specialization. And for this, Holy seems to be the way to go, because first, on level 20, we'll get Consecration, and the talents along the way are pretty good as well. First off, we have a choice to get 10% strength or 10% intellect, and I think I'm gonna opt for the latter one, because yeah, one of the biggest problems of the paladin is actually its mana and efficiency, especially with Consecration while tanking, so any extra mana will always be nice. And this increases our total intellect, so any extra piece that we get along the way is going to benefit us even more, so I decided to go for the intellect. Later down the line, we'll also have 2 very good talents. Spiritual Focus actually gives us a very nice defensive possibility, because our casting time will not be delayed by hits, so it's great for those oh shit moments, even if you are being pummeled by many enemies while tanking. So it's great for survivability, or we can go for Seal of Righteousness to increase its damage by 50%. Both judgment and auto attack, so it's a very good buff. Also, this could be very nice for tanking, as this will deal more holy damage, and as we all know, paladins actually keep their aggro with holy damage, so this is invaluable actually. And this will also improve our single target out in the open world, so it's always welcome. We finish out our business with the Defias, and we finally head out to the Stonecare Lake Murloc village to find out the Rolf's fate. But it turns out that the Murlocs are relentless. They're constantly showing up one after the other, and even with such a proficient paladin as my lovely wife, it was really hard to actually get to the Rolf's corpse. Eventually, after many kills, I did manage to get my chance and get the Rolf's fate. Now have to report back to God Thomas. Reporting in all our duties to the Israel logging camp and God Thomas, we are being sent back with a reported gold share. But before we do this, we have to actually explore the one final piece of our Elwyn Forest puzzle and kill some bandits to finally get the Force World Bros Deed quest item and explore Ridgepoint Tower for the 100% completion. At this point, we are actually sitting on 73%, and my wife is never happy until she doesn't see that 100. Finally, after killing so many bandits, we get the Westfall Deed. Back in Goldshire, we are being sent back to God Thomas and to Sarah to pick up a little bit of a new armor. But first things, we're gonna go for the Westbrook garrison, as we need to kill some gnolls in the meantime, or maybe even farm them to get the gold pickup schedule. But even before that, our first stop will be Stormwind. Complete the William quest, as it will give us very nice strength buff before facing the Hogger, and on top of that, my bags are full of mining nodes, so I have to for the moment keep it stored in the bank, as it takes a little bit too much space in my bags. currently, so we're gonna store it for the moment. So in Stormwind we pick up the Elixir of the Lion's Strength for a little bit more damage and extra buffs. And while being already here, I check out the auction house to find a 12 silver two-handed amazing mace. So I take it straight away, as this will be a massive upgrade for us and will definitely help us out with leveling. The thing is with the melee classes that if you upgrade your weapon at least every 5 levels, ultimately the best would be like 2 or even 3, then your damage will be really good. I have doubled my damage thanks to that. Created some grenades in the meantime. Those are actually amazing because they don't actually stop or break your swing timer, so you can just throw it in the middle of your attacks, which is great. And it's basically like only option for Paladin to like range pull, so it's gonna be awesome. Westbrook Garrison will receive tasks to decapitate Hogger, actually to cut off his hand, or to be more precise, and to kill as many gnolls in the proximity as possible. On top of that, we have to really kill a lot of those because we need a quest item to complete Elwyn Forest 100%, so we've got plenty of killing to do. Now we finally are facing Hogger. Annette is given her first most difficult challenge of all. Trained with all paladin skills, she charges right in, utilizing Bag of Marbles to distract Hogger, throwing dynamites to increase her damage, using stuns for healing, potions, judgments, everything she can, and with the last rallying cry of lay on hands, she manages to deal a final blow with almighty judgment to finish off Hogger and collect his claw as a prize. The Elwyn Forest biggest challenge has been complete, and I'm very proud of my wife, yet her journey has just begun. Finally, after killing thousands upon thousands of those gnolls, we receive the gold pickup schedule that includes some information about the shipments going off from the mines. This is probably about the Defias gang fishing for our shipment, so I better report this to the Marshal Dangan. On our way back to the gold share, we report our gnoll infestation problem solved, and we also finally head back to the farms to report to Mas Stonefield that the princess has been decapitated by showing her the brass collar. For the Hogger quest, we get amazing +3 string male leggings, which will be a massive upgrade. Marshal Dungan sends us back to the east, where we have to report back to God Thomas for some Murloc killing, and we're also supposed to kill the Collector, which seems to be one of the Defias gangs. We catch him off guard right in the middle of the farm just to kill him in seconds and collect the prize. While killing Murlocs, we get to level 12. We put another point into our Divine Intellect talent, and it turns out that the drop rate of their torn fins is pretty shitty, so it did take a while to actually collect all of those. In Stormwind, we meet Grim Elmore, who actually wants us to go to the Loch Madan, which are Dwarven lands, so we just turn in the quest. So guys, for the moment, my wife wraps up Elwyn Forest at 90%, but this is mostly due to the fact that the add-on still shows the holiday, which is Darkmoon Fair. Also, the Westfall Deed hasn't been counted in, and on top of that, we have to do the Paladin quest and the two turn-in that goes for Westfall. That's why I'm missing 10%, but my wife still continues her journey in uncovering the secrets of the Dark Brotherhood. Right after crossing the border, we do meet the Furlbrow's family that seem to be fully packed and ready to leave Westfall. They are very glad that we decided to turn in their deed to them, as this will eventually allow them to reclaim the lands if the situation gets fixed. Although currently they do face some other problems. Their wagon got destroyed, and in the meantime, while it's being fixed, they ask us to revisit their farm as they had to leave in a hurry when the Defias hooligans showed up. First, the farmer left his family heirloom locked in the locket, and he would be really glad that we could retrieve it for him, And on top of that, their horse, old Blanchy, got pretty tired and hungry as they were actually making a flee in a hurry, so they completely forgot about the food for her. While revisiting the farm, they asked us to also grab some of the oat sacks to be able to feed her properly. The farmer's locker on the farm is being guarded by the Benny Blanco. It seems to be a formidable foe, especially that he's got some of his bodyguards on him. Thankfully, a no mage also wanted to help the Furlbros, so together we managed to take down the Defias and collect the heirloom for the farmer. On our way back to Furlbros, we also visit the Saldines farm, where the farmers face machine uprising and the harvest golems that were supposed to help the farmers harvest their crops actually attack them. It probably has to do something with the local Defias turning them against the farmers, but for the moment there's no other way than destroying them completely, so we do get a task to get rid of quite a lot of them. Saldine's wife also tells us to collect many ingredients for the stew that the Furlbros Verna has decided to pass on to the Saldians. The stew is very delicious, but we need plenty of things to be able to make it, so we've got a lot of collecting things to do. After turning the oats and the heirloom to the Furlbros, we do get their appreciation and they leave Westfall for Stormwind in search of a better life. Apparently we do have to turn on mercenary mode as our kill list is pretty long. We need to look for the swines, vultures, murlocs, and of course machines in the farmlands, as their ochras are also very useful for the stew. We are pretty nicely set up for Westfall, as before entering we grinded some levels to be able to withstand Westfall's threats, and we actually started zone with level 15. Almost 16 at this point. So first we head to the Longshore to hunt for murlocs, as we need their eyes for the stew. While on the hunt, we are being pretty lucky, as one of the murlocs actually leaves the Captain Sanders treasure map, and we receive some clues on how to find it. This can turn out to be a very valuable finding in the end, so we will have to keep our eyes open while running around with our errands around Westfall. Then we roam back and forth from Furlbros farm to Saldians, killing as many machines, gore tasks and vultures as possible to help the local farmers. In the meantime, we managed to get to level 16 and we get yet another point to increase the potency of the light. So we get another point and improved Seal of Righteousness to increase our damage. After a very long grind, we eventually managed to kill all the mechanical creatures. The stew turns out to be nothing really that fancy, but gore task liver pie, very tasty and thus giving us some very nice boost in combat, so I was very happy to receive it. All in all, we finally head over to the Sentinel Hill. It turns out that the local farmers here also struggle with the gnolls, but mostly the Defiance Brotherhood. They are being either killed or forced to leave. To uncover the gang, we need to actually meet Grand Stoutmantle's contact back in the Redridge Mountains, which we haven't been in before. This is the place where World of Warcraft introduces the breadcrumb quests, where we do have to visit other zones in case to carry on the main story progress. As mentioned before in the rules, this is one of the only exceptions that we are actually allowed to leave the zone to be able to fully complete it later down the line. Along the way, we also need to resupply the Westfall, as there's a guy named Ozaric in Stormwind that does actually want to help out the Westfall's militia, not like the Stormwind's monarchy, and join the cause by providing them with the arms and supplies, and head down back to Elwyn to be able to hit the road to Redridge. Along the way, in Goldshare, we actually visit our trainer that teaches Annette how to use the Righteous Fury, which will allow us to keep the focus of the monsters on us, so tanking will be available, and Retribution Aura that will cause our enemies to actually receive back the damage they deal to us, which is a great spell overall, as this will get useful in future's AoE tanking and farming, as well as in solo killing, as those small numbers will add up eventually. and we arrive at Lakeshare, a beautiful and peaceful town of Redridge. There at Lakeshare Inn, on the second floor we find Wiley the Black, and we get a very important intel from him that the plan that the Defiers are actually making is very big. You see, after war, Stormwind has been rebuilt by the Stonemasons Guild, but eventually the nobles of Stormwind didn't really have any way of paying them, so stonemasons have been exalted from Stormwind after doing all the dirty work. I actually can imagine that they are kinda pissed off now. So it seems that they have established that Defiance Brotherhood, and they operate everything from Westfall by controlling all the goblins, gnolls, kobolds in the area, to be able to collect as many resources as possible to build a weapon of mass destruction. The problem is that Stout Mantle does not really help us solve the puzzle, and he adds yet another person to ask around for. So we head back to Stormwind. So at 887, Matthias Shaw does confirm everything that we have thought of about the Defiance Brotherhood, and even gives out the name of their leader, Edwin Von Cleave, that he personally trained in their roguish ways, and giving us instructions to tell Stoutmantle that Edwin Von Cleave is no pushover and he will not be very easily taken down. Right after coming back to the Sentinel Hill, Brian Stoutmantle hardly believes that this is Edwin Von Cleave. We need some further proof for him, so we're being sent out for a quest to search for a Defier's messenger that can further confirm the implications. While looking for the messenger, we also thoroughly thin the Defier's ranks by killing many of the trappers, smugglers, looters and pillagers, which are one of the most deadly mobs in the hardcore World of Warcraft mode. We also cleared the nearby camps from gnolls, as they are becoming a growing nuisance for the People's Militia. It seems that killing Hogger and Elwyn didn't really slow down their raids here in Westfall. From time to time in Westfall we can also stumble upon the Dust Devil, which are pretty powerful adversaries, but can give you a very potent reward for hardcore, as it allows you to put your enemies to sleep instantly and run away in times of need. We visit a northern city of Moonbrook just to take a sneak peek of what's going on in there, and we have been so lucky. Annette notices that the Fire's messenger is just leaving the town, so we engage him and smack him as fast as possible, and then take quite a long chase after him, and he does not manage to run away. We collect a very important intel that confirms that Edwin Von Cleave is actually the one behind the Defiance gang. Then we head over to Alexon Farmstead when Barros from Stormwind asked us to check out his family home where he comes from, in search for a compass which he has left while leaving his home so long ago. We find his compass, get rid of even more looters and pillagers in the area, as it's swarming the Alexton Farmstead and nearby camps, and we head over to the Gold Coast Quarry, as there is supposed to be a clue regarding the Captain Sanders footlocker nearby, and even more Defiers to fight with. We find the Captain's footlocker hidden in sand, swarmed with murlocs from every possible side. We manage to get through to it, and we get another clue to check out one of the barrels nearby Alexton Farmstead. The Gold Coast Quarry turns out to be a pretty deadly cave, even though Annette is over-leveling it. The sheer amount of pillagers running rampant around is pretty dangerous. We do get some very nice mining nodes from there, so it's a very big advantage of delving so deep into it. Next to Alexton Farm, we did manage to find the broken barrel in a ruined building, and we find yet another clue that leads us to a different place. But before heading out to look for another clue for the treasure, we head back to Sentinel Hill and report our findings to the Grand Stoutmantle. We turn in another part of the Defiers gang, kill list, and it turns out that while we did look for the messenger, the People's Militia managed to capture a Defias traitor, and we have to be his personal escort, so he will show us the location of the Defias Brotherhood headquarters. But first we have to do a small retour, as we dinged level 18 and we have some very nice spells to learn and quests to turn in. So before heading out to the war with Defias Brotherhood, I want to find the Captain Sanders treasure, which can really help us in future assignments. We find the Captain Sanders old jug under the coastal windmill, and it turns out that some very nice rewards await us. We eventually reach the island and we find a locked chest right next to the shack, and we collect a very nice and shiny booty. So after collecting our booty, we head straight up Hearthstone to Stormwind to get all of our business done there. Back in Stormwind, we head straight up for the Cathedral Square. We turn in the family heirloom to the Barrows Alexton that we have found on his farm. Then we head into the Cathedral of Light to get new rank of Seal of Righteousness, which is going to increase our damage. Blessing of Freedom, which will allow us to escape things if needed. And improve Divine Protection, which will actually make us invulnerable for 8 seconds instead of 6. So it's a great defensive cooldown. We also advance our knowledge in the First Aid, allowing us to finally make the wool bandages, which is going to be a great upgrade. After coming back to Westfall, we straight up get to work and we start the Defias Traitor Escort quest, where Ned has to keep the traitor safe of any other Defias. There were Defias engaging us from all over the place, but we did manage to get to the barn in Moonbrook, which turns out to be the main headquarters of the Defias. Then we head up to the hills overlooking Moonbrook to get rid of the final pack of the Defias in the area. Above Moonbrook, we also find a very interesting dwarf that actually requires hops to be able to create some kind of dwarven alcoholic beverage. While roaming around the Longshore, we find the Westfall Lighthouse, and there's the Captain Grayson in there. The captain does have a couple of tasks for us, as first of all, we need to relit the lighthouse flame thanks to the oil flasks that we gathered from the mechanical watchers, harvesters. The main issue are the murlocs. Captain is very worried about other sailors that might seek shelter as him on the Westfall shores, but the coastline is actually swarming with murlocs, and there's even like one pesky in particular that he wants to be gotten rid of. We find the old murloc just right outside of the lighthouse. With the coast clear of the murlocs, finally head back towards the Sentinel Hill. But on our way back, we also kill some of the field machines, gather hops for the dwarven brewer. We turn in a quest, and for People's Militia we get an amazing weapon upgrade, a two-handed sword with plenty of stamina on it, which is gonna be great replacement for our current mace. And on top of that, we finally know where the Defias gang boy is hiding, so eventually it's high time that Brian's Stoutmantle sends us right into the dead mines to get the head of the Edwin von Cleef, and this is Annette's next destination. Today is the big day, friends. We finally uncovered the hideout of the Defias Brotherhood and the Edwin von Cleef, their leader. And with all quests gathered and collected, I had to do some proper preparations to be able to tank the hardcore dead mines. I do want to point out that this is the very first time I will be tanking any dungeon at all in the hardcore mode. Of course, I did some dungeons with different roles, but it doesn't matter. Today we're the main man, we're gonna be applying the tempo, so we have quite a lot of responsibility, and to be able to perform well, I had to do some preparation. So first of all, I did grind to level 20, even 21, to be able to get the consecration for paladin tanking. Secondly, I did buy some initial gear off of the gold I made from my profession. So we have flying tiger goals from the engineering, we've got stamina on pretty much everything we have. We could possibly get shield, weapon, boots, bands, belt, hands, everything is fortified literally. And to top it all off, we have plenty of stuff that can increase our chance to get out in one piece from the dead mines. So we've got bag of marbles, we've got magic dust, we've got target dummies, we've got grenades, bombs, potions, bandages, lay on hands, divine protection, everything we possibly can. So with all the buffs I have, I'm sitting over 800 HP, so that should be definitely enough. So with such preparation, I think I'm ready. So we listed ourselves into the dungeon queue, and Annette was taken into the group pretty damn fast. But be wary guys, prepare your sunglasses for this one, as we have a mighty 3 paladin group. So our group consisted of 24 paladin, 20 paladin, 21 which is myself, a tank. We had 21 priest, which is going to be great for healing, and a hunter, which is also a lovely DPS. So the group really does look powerful. So before entering, we did manage to get one of the quests, but the area was so crowded before the entrance in the main minor area that was pretty much impossible to actually farm those. So we decided to go in. We finally entered dead mines, and one of the paladins actually proposed a pretty sick tactic because he also had consecration and tanking stuff. So we decided to simply switch in tanking, and with one pull he was using consecration and with the other I was, and this way we were kinda regaining mana constantly. In short, we literally had 2 tanks, which I think was pretty safe, even though the guys kinda insisted on rushing this, so I'm not entirely sure if this was completely safe. The first boss went pretty smoothly. I didn't even notice that we were hitting him in the first place, so that was a good sign. Our healer was almost at full mana all the time, so another good sign, I guess. Plenty of green items were dropping, and we were nowhere near death in all of those pulls, so I guess that was a really good sign. Also, it seemed to me that the other paladin was pretty confident. He was pulling like crazy, so I was more of a backup team. So eventually I just pulled my 2-hander and called it a day. Especially that I did manage to get this searing blade, so additional damage from shooting fireballs would be really amazing. Great thing about having 3 paladins is basically that we could utilize devotion aura, which gives armor, retribution aura, which reflected damage for tank. We had blessing of wisdom, blessing of might, so we were pretty damn busted. We're going really smooth through this, room after room. There was a very tight situation finally when we got to the Goblin Foundry, as there are many Goblin engineers which actually summon pets. We had some sketchy pull where the runners did pull additional monsters. Those additional monsters, which were engineers, actually pulled even more pets. So at one point, we had like almost 10 mobs on us. I guess this is probably one of the most deadly room in the whole instance, but our healer was great, tank was even better. I did what I could with all my bombs. I even thrown a target dummy to kinda relieve some of the pressure, and eventually, thanks to the amazing heals and great tanking, we did manage to survive, because at one point I really wanted to run away. As you can see on the screen, I was actually prepared for that. I don't want to lose my another character, and it was getting really sketchy. Eventually we cleared the full room, took out the glint, which was pretty much tank and spank white, so no problems there. I totally recommend going holy for every paladin, as having that consecration is so freaking good for both tanking and DPSing. There's actually so many of those small mobs that we can utilize it for. As you can see, we're doing quite great on the DPS charts, and consecration is actually one of the biggest parts of it, especially that with this group we really did big pulls, so that was helping out a lot. When you're fighting on this bridge after destroying the doors with the cannon, make sure to always defeat squall shapers first if you have one in the group, as those bastards use Frost Nova and this can really fuck you over. On Mr. Smite, we first get rid of the stealthy ones to reduce the incoming damage while stunning the big guy. He's got 3 phases where he's gonna change his weapon, so he's gonna run away. That's why it's important to take out the stealthiest one, as he stuns the whole party, so they're not gonna fuck you over while you can't do anything. It went pretty smooth, so no problems here. We went for the Dreadnought, and for the final pieces of the Westfall Deadmines completion. The tank was going pretty damn crazy to my liking with those massive pools, but it kind of made things faster as we were not really in that much trouble. Although at one point the cookie finally came and we were really in tight spot in here. So it's good that we actually had a best in slot healer ever. I decided to add his nickname to my friend list in case I would need a very good healer in the future. Maybe we can still party up. Bombs were very useful in this run as they incapacitate targets as well. So from time to time it allowed us to prevent some damage. I had some pulse dynamite for pure damage as it was dealing 70 to literally everybody around, so that was great. In the beginning I was really pessimistic. Well, I mean, not that much pessimistic, but I didn't think that it's a great idea to take 3 paladins, but yeah, so many stuns, great buffs, armor, wisdom, might all over the place. We marched onwards to the top of the Dreadnought with massive balls, with things going pretty damn bright for us. There was a great Emberstone staff drop for the priest, which would be amazing. He definitely does deserve it for his amazing job with the healing. And now we finally stand before Edwin Van Cleef, and we finally got the Deadmines done. We approached him, we focused the ads initially just to kill them as soon as possible, and the tactic was to stun him at 55%, as at 50 he actually summons another ones. We have pulled off the tactic without too many problems, and he went down without any further problems. By killing him we received 3000 XP, which actually gave us level 22. We received an unsent letter, which gives us a quest, and of course we took off his head to show it to the Grand Stout Mantle. To be honest, a quick summary of the Deadmines, I did actually think it's gonna be harder, but I guess a lot of it has to do with 24 paladin tank that could keep whole groups on him, and an amazing healer that was able to actually keep him up. I myself had still pretty damn fun with Consecration DPS paladin, especially with this group like I said before, so great job team. After the Deadmines, our whole party didn't break up. We actually stayed with the tank and the hunter as we both needed the paladin quest, which was pretty crowded to be honest, as we already found a group that was on the quest already. With some waiting time, we do knock it off pretty damn fast, and then we head back into the mines, get missing 6 minor cards from the outside of the Deadmines. Thankfully, when we arrived at the spot, there were not so many people farming for them, so we did manage to grab a couple of kills straight away. There were actually so many mobs that both groups, ours and the other one, were able to fully complete the quest without too much problem, and our quest log looks like this now, which is one of the best sites in World of Warcraft. So after Deadmines, the very first thing we do is quickly come back to the Sentinel Hill to speak with the Grand Stout Mantle, and we report the death of Edwin Van Cleef. We turn in the head and look at this. We got Crusade of Westfall. I don't know if I spell it correctly, probably. We have 5 stamina, 11 strength. This is amazing actually, and almost 3000 XP. How cool is that? We also finally upgrade some bags at Sentinel Hill as well, as I did had some spare coin in my bag of coin to your witcher. Then on top of the tower we turn in another quest which consisted of more red silk bandanas, and with this quest done it actually wraps up Westfall. This is mostly due to the fact that the rest of the quests, as you can see, are actually part of the other zone's breadcrumb quest. And now my question is to you, my friends, what do you actually consider going on forward with the series? Do those quests actually should be included in 100% completion, as this actually does require a lot of traveling, as this one for example is from Duskwood, this one is from Redridge, Dry Times is also Redridge pickup, Devils in Westfall is actually Stone Talon pickup, it's a follow-up, so I don't know, for me it's actually kind of a waste of time, as those are only small parts, they don't really add up to the whole main story of the zone. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this? I will actually make a poll about it as well, so we'll see, but for the moment I just literally leave it at that. In Stormwind, the very first thing we do is go to the trainer, as we did hit level 22, therefore we get Exorcism, which is going to be great in places like Duskwood for example. Holy Light is going to heal us now for 350, it's like almost half of our HP bar. We also got Seal of Justice, which is pretty much useless at the moment. Devotion Aura, we use red, so not so much. Consecration Aura gives a 35% chance to ignore spell interruption. It's really good to sometimes throw it on yourself before healing, so I will take it. But most importantly, we also get Blessing of Might, so more attack power is always welcome. It's good that I did manage to sell some stuff on Auction House, as I would not be able to afford all the training. While in Cathedral Square, we also visit Baros Alexston, as the Edwin Van Cleef letter was actually addressed to him. Baros explained us literally what we already had known so far, so that Van Cleef did it for revenge, that the stonemasons have been cheated after rebuilding the Stormwind, which I cannot really blame him, but some of the stonemasons were offered a very nice governmental jobs at Stormwind, but he was pried and he refused, making a riot and leaving the city, promising his revenge, which of course now we know how it ended up. Although I have to say that I have always loved this storyline, especially that you cannot really blame Van Cleef for doing such a thing. Then in Dwarven District we turn in Oh Brother quest, as we have to explain a while though that his brother was unfortunately undead already, and his co-workers as well. So with all of our business wrapped up in Stormwind, we head over through Elwyn to Redridge Mountains. Along the way, we stop by Tower of Azora, as there's a mage, Theocritus, that has a rival Morgrant that lives in the other tower but in Redridge Mountains. According to Theocritus, he studies vile magics, and therefore he should be stopped. And to do so, he wants to spy on him. Our mission is to actually place one of the glyphs on the nearby lion statue of the Ilglar Tower, which will actually allow Theocritus to see what Morgrant is up against. Then we hit the road again, and we finally found ourselves on the border of Redridge, where a new chapter for Annette begins. Right after crossing the border of Redridge, the first thing we notice is a Stormwind guard waving our way. Guard Parker informs us that he was sent here to scout the area, as gnolls have been an increased threat recently, and if we're looking for work, we are supposed to report to Guard Felden, as he will for sure have some work for us. It seems that this one is like the third zone in the Stormwind neighborhood, where gnolls are being like one of the major threats in the area. So reporting back to the Deputy Felden, he straight up hired us for some gnoll killing, especially that he was very shocked that there are so many gnolls on the Elwyn border. Entering Lakeshare, it seems that the local people have massive problems. Gnolls, murlocs, orcs, low supplies, there are threats everywhere. Just look at my map, how crowded with tasks it is. So, we better get to work. I entered the zone halfway through level 22, so I'm very much prepared for the whole zone. One of the most difficult tasks in this challenge was the lack of quest in certain zones. Like you all know, World of Warcraft is being divided into area sections, and usually each area covers 10 or 5 levels. But the thing is that there are not enough quests for you to actually get those 10 levels. And in a normal playthrough, you just simply travel through all those areas and complete as many quests as you can to maximize your XP. Another thing is that there's a very big difference in level requirements of those quests. So for example, you can get quests for level 15, as Redridge is 15 to 25, but at the same time you already can get quests that actually are for level 25 already. So even if you complete like those very first quests, you usually are too low to carry on with the next ones, so you have to backtrack to the other zone. We can do that in the Zone Lock challenge, so I'm pretty happy that we managed to grind a little bit in Westfall, also finish Dead Mines, so we are kinda ahead with level, meaning that the first quest will be extremely easy and low XP, but then again we will not have to do extra grinding to get to the other ones. And supposedly we're gonna finish the zone at least on level 25, maybe even 26 if we're lucky, which means that we can go straight up into Duskwood and probably finish the zone completely as well. So we start off our journey in Redridge from retrieving the necklace for the kids that lost it by playing near the bridge. In my opinion, it was lost a little bit too far from the bridge, so I'm not exactly sure what they were doing and what they were playing in. Nonetheless, we find it in a dirty mud next to the murlocs. So a task's a task, I guess. Then we head over to the southwestern parts of Redridge, very near Elwyn border, when we start to eradicate the gnolls and get us some ingredients from the local wildlife. Raw tasks, spiders, and eventually condors are required for Chef to get us the perfect goulash. We will see, man. I guess birds and swines sound a little bit more tasty than the spiders, but I guess you don't really talk about other people's preferences, right? Also, under the last video comments, there was a guy that was actually laughing at my searing blade, but it's actually perfect for a zone like this. It has very fast attack speed, which means that even if we miss, we don't have to wait like 2 years until the next swing. And on top of that, the proc actually occur quite often, and when it happens simultaneously with my judgment and one hit, dude, those level 16 or 17s are simply mowed down in seconds. Also, when you're coming from my main Venario channel, you could have seen my classic leveling tier list, a fun tier list, and I actually placed paladins very low, like bottom of the tier list, because I said that those are auto attack bots. That can be the case, but to be honest, I haven't been playing a paladin for a very long time, especially in classic, so I kind of based my observations on outdated data, let's say. And when I look at it now, I'm really having shitloads of fun playing it. And if we compare the playstyle to like a warrior, for example, we don't really have an amazing spell like charge, which is very fun to use usually, but we have so many cool things to utilize on the paladin, and to be honest, DPSing is not really that bad. You can literally use judgment on cooldown, which gives you like additional swing during a fight, and the auto attack addition from Seal of Righteousness is like a ticking rend and things like that. So we have a stun. Consecration is very fun, so like I mentioned in the last video, I definitely recommend going into Holy and grabbing that consecration for leveling, especially that if you want to maximize your DPS, you can go for improved Seal of Righteousness, which is going to increase your damage significantly, and I went for the Divine Intellect just for the more mana sustain, but you can also go for Divine Strength and even further increase your damage output, so it's pretty damn fun, and those talents are pretty significant with every level you get. So I have to actually apologize all the paladins, but it's also thanks to you guys that I decided to pick one. And supposedly on level 41 we then can spec into pure AoE grind farm specialization, which really looks like fun, especially that apart from mages there's not so many options of doing some crazy shit like that. So it's really fun as it is, but the main fun factor is still ahead of us, so it's good because I feel that when you are actually playing a character and you're waiting for a level or something because you're gonna get something significant that's gonna change your playstyle, or you're get a big power spike or something, this is what I call fun. So after clearing the gnolls near the border, we head further south in search of the condors that we need some meat from. Unfortunately, their availability, let's say, is very scarce in the area, and there's shitloads of people just running around looking for them because of that. So they are very hard to come by, and if one shows up, he's almost instantly dead the very next second. It's very good that there's a murloc camp nearby that we also need some stuff from, and just look at those corpses like murlocs dead everywhere. So my tactic was pretty simple: kill some murlocs, go take around with the condors, kill as many as you can, come back to murlocs, wait for respawn, rinse and repeat. Pretty damn simple, but the respawn timers did not really help, and the drop rates are awful, but that's actually what classic is known for, right? So nothing to be really shocked about. Eventually we got all the meat from the condors and we cleared the camp of the murlocs that was constantly respawning up because of how fast we have killed them. Just look at those juicy fireballs from the searing blade. This is like the perfect weapon for the paladin as well, because you know, you can feel like with a little ashbringer just, you know, hurling those fireballs at your unsuspecting enemies. It's such a joy to play. With those quests out of the way, we take a water route back to the lake share because we also had to retrieve an Osblow toolbox from the bottom of the lake. We also meet meet Nessie along the way, which is a very big sea creature lurking around the lake Everstill, which maybe we're gonna tackle down the line just for the challenge. We'll see. While turning in the quest with Murlocs, we get to level 23 and we put another point into Benediction that is gonna increase our mana sustain in longer fights. And then we're probably gonna grab, not sure about improved judgment for the moment. Most of the time I can still only use 2 judgments, so it's not gonna increase my DPS that much. And parry would be very welcome for both tanking and solo leveling, as when you parry an attack, you actually throw another attack on your opponent faster, so that could be very useful. We also get a fish liver oil, which increases our attack speed by 10% for 30 seconds. We got 5 stacks of it, so it can be pretty damn useful if you ask me. We received some stamina buffs after those quests, so I decided it would be very nice, perfect timing to kill Bellygrub. After defeating Bellygrub with a full group of people, as we have waited ages for him to respawn, so we managed to gather a couple of people, we turn in the quest and we actually head to Stormwind for a little detour, as we have to buy a bottle cask of Merlot from the local trader for the quest Dry Times, and on top of that we have to report to the General Marcus that Lakeshare need help, as they are being attacked from every possible direction from orcs, gnolls, murlocs, and they will require the Stormwind capital assistance. Unfortunately, General tells us that there's something amiss with the king, and he is not really that likely to send any armies for the help, so for the moment, Lakeshare stands alone. So we receive a letter of confirmation, and then we hit the road back to Elwyn, as we also have some business to attend to in Goldshare. First of all, we have to get the skin of sweet rum from the local trader, and on top of that we have to turn in the price of shoe quest, which sends us back again to Redridge. When we arrive back in Lakeshare, we report to the governor. He is very unhappy with the grim news, so we're gonna try somewhere else, and this time around we receive a letter for the Grand Stout Mantle in Westfall, so we pay for the Griffin and we head over to the Pitbull's militia. Unfortunately, Gran is not a big help, as he explained that if Stormwind would help them, they would really not need to assemble the militia. So all in all, he doesn't have any spare men, and Lakeshare is being refused to help once again. Reporting this back to Lakeshare, we are being asked to travel furthermore, this time around to Duskwood, to seek help from the Ebonslock Night Watch, which are very highly trained units, a more dangerous zone than the Redridge itself. On top of that, we also have a bottle of moonshine to be bought over there to fully complete the quest Dry Times. While in Darkshire, we also visit the Moor Gallantry, the local armorer that actually sells a very nice cape. It's not only better than ours because it gives 3 stamina and 3 spirit, but on top of that it's finally a little bit longer one. When we finally get back to Lakeshare for good, we are getting small reward for our Amazon delivery services, but nothing really that much more coming out of it. It just seems that the Stormwind government is being corrupted even further down the line, as they do nothing for the local people. But the story is yet to come, and we finally also turn in the Dry Times to the barkeep Daniels. The XP is nothing really that great, but we do receive some cloak that we can sell for 2 silver, and we receive a bag of coins from which we get almost 50 silver as well, so not so bad in the end. And it's also counting for the map completion, as at this point in time we have 37% Redridge completed. There's still plenty of quests in here, and on top of that, towards the end of the zone there are plenty of elite quests, so tanking gear will definitely come in handy in those times. Then we head over up the hills over Lakeshare to continue our war against the gnolls, as they have intercepted a shipment for Lakeshare with the required tools to repair the bridge. On top of that, they also got onto the nerves of the local people as they scare off the horses. Fulfilling gnoll ranks, we are then being sent further into the mountains to find Yoler, the leader of the local gnolls. Finding his camp was a pretty easy feat, but the thing is that he was pretty well guarded, and attacking him just simply head on could cause some problems. But it turned out that there was a druid lurking nearby, and just as Yoler showed up, he instantly invited us to the group and we took out the whole pack of Yoler in no time. We also stumbled upon a priest that thrown himself in the whole group of gnolls, so I just simply decided to help him, buffing him a little bit and healing as he was dropping pretty damn fast. Remember, good things come back at you, so helping a random guy during your adventures can come back to you really in the dire times of need, and probably when you least expect it. On our way back to the lake share, we also had to kill a little bit of dragon whelps or the scales, as they're pretty expensive and Werner needs them to be able to afford to pay the shipment from the gold share. We turn in everything to him and we get amazing 4 stamina 2 spirit ring, but it was a difficult decision as the second option, the gold militia boots, are actually pretty damn good as well, as they give 5 stamina 3 strength, but overall the ring slot is empty, so it's always better to fill it in first. Now after turning this in, we are almost at 50% of the Red Ridge done, and our map looks like this. We have plenty of things to do up north, but mostly in the east with the Tower of Ilgalar and the Stonewatch Keep. As for the moment, with no threat lessened and Murlocs gotten rid of, our main focus turns to orcs, as they are constantly raiding Lakeshare from the Stonewatch Keep. We found a very small camp of orcs near the Stonewatch Keep that wasn't that well guarded as the other outposts, so I have decided to go in. After clearing the orcish camps, we proceed to Null Camp, as we have to get many of their pendants, put the glyph to have an overview for the Tower of the Ilgalar, and of course get rid of the Lieutenant Fangorn, one of their leaders, one of their high in command. The very big problem with Fangorn is that he is very heavily guarded, and it's even harder to pull him away. On top of that, most of those gnolls in the area are actually a lot higher level than ourselves, so I think that for the moment we will just plant the glyph, gather their pendants, and when we will actually be ready to come back for the Fangorn, we will be 1 level higher, which will definitely make things a little bit easier. In the end, I found a fellow warrior that seemed to also be eager to kill the lieutenant, and we actually managed to do this. It was pretty nice, especially that after the initial pull, I really wanted to run away when I've seen that the whole group of 4 gnolls actually went after us, but thankfully the warrior was over-leveling them by quite a lot. He was 28 at the time, so this made things a lot easier. You can clearly feel that this area smells like death when people are constantly just running around in parties. I mean, my friends, we're paladins, so we are kinda safe, let's say, a little bit more durable, and we have so many oh shit buttons that I don't really feel concerned that much, unless of course Blizzard decides to kill me one more time. Because if you haven't seen my previous zone locks, I started this with a warlock, and I literally completed Shadowfang Keep just to get killed by a DC when I was doing a warlock quest. So eventually we spent quite a lot of time in the Galadriel's Valley, decapitating gnolls and collecting the Shadowhide pendants. And by collecting the rest of the battle-worn axes from the orcs, we managed to ding level 24 just by killing so many monsters, get another point into Benediction, and hit the road back to the Lakeshare to turn in the quests. So eventually we head out north to fight the orcs that supposedly have captured Kishan, one of the majors of the Alliance army back in the Third War. It's a pretty difficult quest to find him actually, because we have found many champions over there, and on top of that it's inside a cave, so it's pretty crowded inside. I did manage to find a fellow mage that was also doing the quest already, so we did tackle to get it as much as we can, but in the end it turned out that he doesn't have time for the escort and he needs to go, so I was kinda left alone in the middle of a cave. I fought bravely as long as I could, and eventually did manage to clear the instance, but I did not actually jump down trying to solo rescue him, as it was pretty crowded back then. So I found another party, and this time around it went a lot quicker. They joined in a couple of seconds, and with full party it was actually a breeze. We arrived at his capture place in no time now, and the escort quest began. The cave has been mostly already cleared when we were coming inside, so we didn't actually spend any more time. We just walked him through the cave with ease. Unfortunately, it turned out that I went a little bit too far, going for a tin wane, and unfortunately got failed prompt, so I will have to do the quest again. For our last failed attempt on missing in action and releasing the Kishan from the orcs, we start off in Stormwind City as we needed some training, trading and resupplying before tackling all the elite quests in Red Ridge Mountains. Just by flying back into the lake share, we managed to get a group straight away for the elites as we start off with Stonewatch Tower, as we have to find the perfect spot for the mage from Elwyn, Theocritus, to be able to spy on the Tower of Ilgalar. We have eventually ascended the tower without too much problems, as usually we're fighting 2 or maximum 3 elites per pack, and we had a pretty geared, to be honest, paladin healer that was able to keep us alive constantly. The tank did have some problems with aggro from time to time, but most of the fights weren't even close. Even when we finally got to the Stonewatch Keep and attempted Thyril Zun, we had a pretty good plan as the rogue was sapping, the tank was pulling out of the danger zones, so it was going pretty damn smooth. There was a small time where the healer actually already went out of mana, but I did try myself to not spam consecration just in such case where the mana will be needed to keep the tank alive. We got the Thyril Zun's head, and with one quest added away, we started to advance right into the Stonewatch Keep, when an amazing ring dropped. With +5 stamina, everybody needed on it, and eventually the rogue won it, so pretty damn good thing. Once inside the keep, the pulls started to be a little bit more dangerous. With patrols coming in, we were getting a little bit in trouble, while I also got banished along with the rogue and healer with no mana. I did started to call in for the run, but eventually we did manage to, our tank managed to keep his head very cool, and we managed to live through those difficult times. We finally faced the Gastel Zog himself, or however you spell this, Gastel Zog or something like that, and we came up with the plan of sapping the boss, getting rid of the whelp, then killing the trashes, and then finally get rid of the boss. And even though I was aiming just next beside him, my grenade still managed to hit him and break the sap, unfortunately, even though it didn't matter because at that point we already were getting rid of the trash. But after that grenade, he actually didn't want to leave me alone, and I did manage to tank him all the way through. Even though the warrior tried to growl him off me, it was not really possible. I don't know if he does have some kind of like a fixed threat or something, but he definitely wanted me down. So I just equipped my sword and board and managed to live through that easily. Then we left the keep normally through the main gates, like total chads we were, and with all 3 quests in my journals, I went straight up for the lake share to gather my rewards and get to level 25. Haven't received anything of value from those quests except for of quite a lot of money, so at least that was a very good call. So unfortunately, after turning in the quest, we still were missing around 3000 XP to get to level 25, and at this point of time we still had 2 places to explore and a couple of quests regarding the Morgranth Tower, the Tower of Ilgalar and the Morgranth the Mage were missing, as well as Head of Targor from the Stockades, so I guess the Stockades will count in for the Red Ridge completion, but we'll have to wait with that a little bit. For the moment, we have to still release Corporal Kishan from the caves in the north and obtain the pendant from the Shadowhide Knolls from around the Tower of Ilgalar. When going into the cave in the north, I did notice that there was already somebody escorting the Kishan, so at least the entrance was clear, but it also meant that I will have to wait for him inside. So that wasn't exactly optimal, but I did have my easier way in. On top of that, I think I should be able to solo it, as Kishan does hit quite hard, so as long as I keep him and myself alive, I should be fine. Although the mobs around here are a little bit higher levels, equal of mine or even above sometimes, so the quest wasn't exactly from the easy ones. Also, I was very close to level 425, so this could potentially mean that getting a level up in a very dire situation could mean life or death. Eventually, it turned out that from the other side of the cave, there was a duo party of a priest and a hunter coming in, so eventually the task turned out a little bit easier than we actually thought in the first place. The Kishan was already waiting for us. We swept through the cave with Kishan, and the priest was fooling around with the mind control while helping the party out. We didn't really need that much healing, but then the shit started getting real. I'm not exactly quite sure just yet how this exactly happened, but the orcs started running from all over the place. I'm pretty damn sure that it was Pet's fault, but on the other hand, me and the Pet, we were fighting orcs on the one side, and somebody had to actually go to take the orcs from the other side, and shit got really tough. Thankfully, the priest was over-leveling us for quite a bit, and he did manage to actually deal some DPS and also heal myself while I tried to keep as many orcs occupied with my sword and board plus consecration. Used some potions and stuff, and unfortunately I clicked fish liver oil instead of target dummies, which probably would be a little bit more useful in this situation. Like, I mean, fish oil is nice for some DPS, but 10% attack speed is nothing really that fancy, especially when your life is at risk. So all in all, we did manage to live through that and getting the orcs down one by one. That was pretty damn close call, considering that we didn't have that many problems with elite mobs in the Stonewatch Keep. But like I said, eventually we managed to peacefully escort out Kishan through the forest straight up into the lakeshore, which I was especially happy about it because that meant that I will finally get my level 25, and on top of that we received an amazing deputy chain coat from the quest, which gives us 4 stamina and 7 spirit, which is a very nice upgrade to our current chest piece with 3 agility and 2 stamina. At level 25 we get our final point in benediction, so every next level will be pretty damn good as we will get even more deflection, which is going to benefit us in both offensive and defensive manner. While farming gnolls in the Galadriel Valley, we stumble upon the lion statue once again, and it actually offers us a new quest. It turns out that the Theocritus was inspecting him enough to get to know that he's actually looking for the Scythe of Elune. He didn't exactly explain why is this quite important, but it's a very dangerous thing, and it's better if it doesn't actually stay in his hands. So we get a quest from Theocritus to actually take Morgan down, which resides atop of the Tower of Ilgalar, so we probably need another group for this. Also, right after, we drop by Render's Valley, which is the last exploration point in Redridge. So at this point, we have fully explored the place. I did manage to get a 3-man party with a rogue and a mage. We didn't have any healers, so it was kind of sketchy, but I thought that those are normal mobs with probably a mage being elite, so I decided to give it a go. It's a tower, so in the end, I could always just bubble myself and jump down the tower, so I decided to give it a go. We were ascending the Tower of Ilgalar with pretty much ease, just killing some groups of monsters, but the problem started when we actually ascended it. There were 2 groups with mage on each one, so thankfully they were manageable and we were able to destroy them without pulling any additional monsters. Then it turned out that the main group with the mage consists of 4 people, with him being elite. He had a succubus pet, so that will mean that we can be CC'd, and 2 mages that could be pretty damn annoying with heals. I asked the rogue if it will be possible to sap at least one of those, but during the process, unfortunately, he was noticed and they started attacking him. I tried to take the aggro as soon as possible, so he took down some of those guys pretty damn fast. Thankfully, the mage and rogue had a pretty good DPS, so in a couple of seconds we were standing 1v1 with the Morgranth, with big fireballs being interrupted. The one problem we didn't notice is that he is actually summoning a very big bad boy abomination when he's about to be taken down, which hits pretty damn hard. The Morgranth goes down, but I see that the abomination went straight up for the mage, so I instantly Blessing of Protection him, so he's gonna be immune to the physical damage, and he manages to escape by jumping down. But then of course the abomination turns onto me, and I'm not really in that healthy state with no potions or anything while he is slapping my ass. But thankfully I still had my bubble up, so while kiting him around the stairs, I go for the Morgranth's pendant, loot him, bubble straight up, and jump down immediately. Back at the bottom, I straight up see Rogue vanishing, so he drops combat completely, and then I also see the mage running from the tower, so it seems that we all managed to live through that and see the next sunset. The biggest luck we had this time around was that there was actually absolutely no respawns at the moment, so I run as far as I can from that cursed tower, as it turns out that our mission has been successful. In fact, we haven't actually acquired any sight of a loon, or there was even no sight of any site, but the shadow pendant we received is probably quite important, so a journey to Goldshire awaits us to inform the Theocritus. But first of all, I still have some gnolls to be killed, as we are yet to loot the pendant from the Shadowhide gnolls. And finally, after like 15 minutes of grinding, we get the glowing Shadowhide pendant from one of the brutes. Those pendants seem to be the way of how the Morgranth was communicating with his gnolls, so this can definitely be useful for the mage. So with Galatia's Valley's task finished, we head out on the trip to the Elwyn Forest to the Tower of Azora to finally meet the Theocritus and report our findings from the valley. We finally turn in our findings in the Tower of Azora for a massive 4000 XP gain, which is pretty damn nice. Along the way, we also managed to start forming a group for the Stockades, so if we manage to get from there out alive, we should be able to 100% the Redridge Mountains zoned, which would be amazing. So in the end, I hardstone back to Stormwind, sort out my bags and head straight into Stockades when the full party with the quests already await us to quell the local uprising and deliver the head rewards to our employees. Straight up after entering in the first room, we meet the target, the Dread, and with a pretty sketchy fight, we did manage to take him down, take his head, and get amazing 5 stamina. After that, I was pulling a little bit lower amount of people and was taking a little bit slower overall. It was actually worth it. Our group wasn't really that high level, so we were just taking it one by one, very easily, peacefully, without too much rushing. And it actually went pretty damn good. We were clearing the trash pretty smoothly, and eventually I did manage to get another lovely drop, which was 3 agility, 3 stamina ring. So eventually it turned out quite great, to be honest. So we finally eventually got to the Dextran ward, and there was a pretty sneaky pull. We managed to avoid the boss and get the trashes, so that was pretty damn cool. And then the rogue also managed to get the boss, but we have been instantly feared. Well, with a nice stun, we received a very nice 2000 XP, plus the Hand of Dextran ward, and this was probably the hardest boss, as his fear can be really painful if you don't get rid of the ads. Thankfully, our group knew what we were doing, and I have to actually admit that some of those people I play with here are pretty damn skilled and do know quite a lot of tactics, so this can be pretty useful, especially that we're not really that high in this dungeon, so this definitely helps a lot. The hunter is also using the pet that uses Screech, which reduces the melee attack power, so thanks to this, we do manage to get a little bit lesser hits. And from the trashes, we receive another amazing boots for stamina, for strength, great addition to our toolkit. We straight up win it, And I have to say that the current run is really promising. Then we get to the Camp Deep Fury, which didn't actually pose that much threat. Some people get the level ups, and we are actually pretty them close as well, so it's a great sign. I hated that constantly the rogue was actually attacking the other people that we were not attacking ourselves, and this way our threat management was a little bit messed up, but nothing really that crazy and to be mad about. We finally get to the caster boss, but he actually falls over pretty damn fast. And for the kill, we actually get a level up, so it was pretty damn sweet. We get our first deflection parry point, so that was even better. Unfortunately, we only have like 4 out of 10 bandanas, which probably won't be enough to completely finish the quest, but we'll see. We still have a couple of rooms to clear, and still seemed at this point that nobody did actually finish the quest just yet, so I had my hopes up. Zilthred is level 29, so this eventually meant that we could have some problems as well, but we were actually trying to get the same tactics as before, try to pull the trash without the boss, as this would probably increase our chances of survival. This guy actually did hit so hard that I had to use my lay on hands on like 100 HP left and a target dummy just for the safety. Thankfully, we did manage to get him down. And the good thing is that the mobs started to respawn, so we should be able to get some of the missing red wool bandanas. Unfortunately, I was on the lower end of the counter, so I still had to get 4, but we also get pretty nice XP from those stockades, so it was really worth doing actually. And finally, after almost double the instance, we were already doing the last wing. I managed to get the last final 10th red leather bandana, and that was of course the last one. Everybody was happy, we cleared everything we could, and now it was finally time to turn in the quest for even more rewards. By the end of the dungeon, we actually get to go get some intel about the Defiers, because previously from Westfall we actually managed to get up to this point where we had to kill Thread, and after killing him, the warden does actually confess that there were some visitors, especially one guy named Malik that was visiting him more and more often. They didn't find any suspicions about him, except for the fact that the visits were pretty damn often, especially recently. So we better report this back to the Baron Alexton and see what he has to say. But after speaking with the Barons, it seems that he doesn't exactly know who that Malik is, but he points us in the direction of the Matthias Shaw, the leader of SI7, which usually does know anything when it comes down to shady business. But before we head there, we had to visit the Paladin trainer, as on level 26 we do get plenty of good stuff. First of all, we get advanced level of Flash of Light, so more heals is always welcome. Seal of Righteousness for even more damage. Blessing of Salvation could be useful potentially in instances, so we take it. And we get a new Retribution Aura, which is going to help us in both DPSing and tanking. The show eventually tells us that this Malik is an assassin, and this is not really his true name. He tells us that he has a contact in the trade district that can give us more information about this. So we head out for another trip, but just before that I actually do have full bags of engineering stuff, so it's finally high time to level up professions, especially that we did use quite a lot of training dummies and all of our grenades and stockades, so we need to do a full resupply. So we eventually get to know that there's another governor that is completely corrupted, and that Marzon, the assassin, is actually his informator. We have to get rid of those two guys, but for the moment the quest is 30 plus, as those guys both are normal mobs, but level 30, so this can be pretty tricky. So for the moment I'm gonna leave the quest and probably gonna come back to it after I come back from Duskwood with level 30. So the only thing left to do now is to go to Redridge Mountains and turn in the quest we have there. We eventually arrive at Redridge back again, and we turn in the Targor the Treadhead to guard Burton to get the Lucine Longsword, which is definitely gonna be an upgrade for tanking for the moment. This almost wraps up the Red Ridge Mountain, as there's still one quest considering the Wrathbane ore. So to get that 100% of Red Ridge and get the final quest done, we need to actually help one guy from Stormwind that is preparing for the speech. He needs a certain book that was written by a dwarven miner, but unfortunately the Stormwind Library stock has moved it to Northshire Abbey in Elwyn, so that's where we're headed next. The funny thing is that the brother Paxton in Northshire Abbey has ran out of ink, and this is where foreman Oslo from Lakeshare comes in. So eventually it turns out that because Lakeshare is preparing for the defense against the orcs and gnolls, they don't have any ore on stock and we have to get it ourselves. Thankfully for this quest, we are a miner and we can get ourselves, because yeah, there are some quests out in the classic WoW which require you to have some kind of profession. This time we're lucky, but we'll see in the future how it goes out, how it will turn out. When making my way through the caverns, it turns out that the local dredgers also dropped the item, so I was a little bit wrong saying that this requires a profession. And it also from time to time drops from the mining other regular veins as well. Eventually we turn in the red bin of the brother Paxton in the Northshire Valley, and then we instantly go for brother Christoph in Stormwind to turn in the book and get a very nice pair of cloth boots. But most importantly, this gives us a full 100% Red Ridge Mountains completion. Need to collect my stuff from the mailbox. I have presented myself a small gift, a new sword on level 28, so we're still a couple of levels away, but it's going to be a very nice upgrade nonetheless. Look at this. Owen is empty, Westfall is empty, Red Ridge Mountains completely empty as well, so the next natural point is Duskwood, and we have plenty of stuff to do in here, so let's get right to work. Duskwood will be especially beneficial for us as we're playing a paladin, so that means that we have exorcism at this level already, and there's plenty of undead roaming in this place, so we still have one of the stockade quests that we have completed the other day to turn in Darkshire, so that's also very good. And if I'm lucky, I should be able to get a level up from it. I don't know how about you guys, but actually Darkshire is one of my favorite zones to level, especially in human campaign. This kind of finishes off like those 4 zones from the initial quest line, so kind of wraps up the story. We do stumble upon like the leftovers of the Defiers, but there are more threats waiting for us in here. Okay, so this one seemed also like a message for Stormwind nobles that nobody actually can get away with the crimes. Oh man, I completely forgot, because I'm an engineer and Look to the Star actually requires us to get the bronze tube. I can already make one, but I didn't take the supplies with me. I do have some of those stored in bank already. Let's check this out. Sometimes this guy has some on him, but of course this is not the case this time around. I could probably still earn some money on those bronze tubes. We are actually zone locked, but yeah, due to the nature of this challenge, we kinda have to change our direction from time to time. Oh my god, Stitches is coming. I better get my ass out of here as soon as possible. They're probably still fighting outside the town. Yeah, but if he aggroes me, even accidentally, I would be one-tapped. Oh yeah, I got a talent point, so we're gonna fully pump into deflection now. This is gonna increase our combat potential in both for tanking and solo play. As I don't know if all of you guys know, but when you actually do parry an attack, shorten the swing timer of your next attack. So this means that you not only nullify the damage, incoming damage completely, but you also like do a counter attack straight up, so pure damage, like free auto attack. And of course for tanking, parry is also great because it fully nullifies damage as well. And yeah, it means more threat because you counterattack your enemies instantly. It's a win-to-win situation. I know that for one quest in Duskwood I will need this item, so I'm gonna grab it straight up while we're here. If I remember correctly, it was the one with the wolves. Okay, our bronze tube is ready. So now I know we just need to get back to Duskwood and get our business rolling. Hopefully Stitches is already dead. So, you know, I wasn't running away really. It was like a tactical retreat, let's say, okay? It's not like I was scared or something. You know, I think like such events like this one or like the Leviathan in Theramore Isle, there are plenty of such, let's say, mini bosses over the world. Those would be like perfect public events, for example, in Season of Discovery, to make the world more alive and things like that. I don't know why the hell Blizzard does not really use it. They're just so fixed on this freaking dungeon endgame, or however you want to call it, that they don't really look at already the content they made, and they could just adjust it slightly to fit what players really want. And Hardcore actually shows it perfectly, the needs of the players. They want the adventure, the exploration, and imagine that you could also get some very good item by looting this guy, you know, get the group, kill him like a event time boss or something. And I'm not even talking about things that were dropped during development, like shit tons of those in classic World of Warcraft, so there's plenty of room to do, but yeah, they just scrapped the Ascension idea of the runes and put in the Season Discovery and remade some of the raids. That's their idea of Classic Plus, I mean, come on. Private servers already like made the dirty job for them, as they showed people what can be done already, what works, what doesn't, what people like, what they don't like, what they expect. They also have plenty of feedback from the official servers themselves, so I don't know who's freaking sitting there under that desk, but he definitely doesn't do his job properly. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe we're gonna get some massive upgrade of Season of Discovery into a Classic Plus, and we're gonna be shocked with everything that Blizzard is actually preparing for us with in the secret labs underground or something. Yeah, funny thing is that most of those exclamation marks are actually an old history book that is a drop. Very moment we get it, the map is gonna be so freaking empty. It's crazy. Okay, they look to the stars. Why even this guy needs a bronze tube? So he's got a blueprint to make a spyglass or something. There's plenty of people around. Never mind. Hello, Mary. Oh, you're a ghost. That makes things even more interesting. Unkill Gardens. Okay. That is kind of along the way of my business. Let's start from the mages, I guess. Oh yeah, exorcism is a very big asset in here. I can pull stuff, slap it with judgment instantly. Very nice. Oh, and a sword proc, look at this, his health just vanished instantly. But he's also 5 levels lower, so keep that in mind. Okay, let's go for the ghoul then. Half of the HP. That was easy. Okay, so I'll retrieve the spyglass for the freaking explorer, or however you want to call him. At least he wants to do something. Resolve the problem of the Duskwood. And we're here actually killing those skeletons because, as well as in Westfall and Redridge, Stormwind doesn't really care about helping local towns, so the townsfolk are just left alone for themselves. Those guys are pretty low level, so they don't really pose any threat. Things are gonna change though in Ravenhill. Okay, let's go back to town then. We have 2 quests to turn in, so it's gonna be pretty great already. The collecting things have to wait anyway because we cannot kill ghouls at the moment. And then a very long trip awaits us. There are the Worgen quests very close by, but I'd rather not touch them until later.
because I think even the first quest, the Shadow Weavers, they have like levels 28 to 29. So it's almost like a death sentence because they're also casters. Star viewing machine. We do have a reflective device for you. Okay, so you do get some higher level killing, which we'll have to leave for later. Okay, so it's high time to actually pick up some more quests along the way and go straight up to Ravenhill and to Sven. Oh shit, the Night Watch is preparing on the crossroads. Probably. Oh my god, run. Damn boy, I knew something was coming. I thought that he's gonna just pass by this freaking patrol, but he just got past them, turned around, killed everybody, and then just went his own way. And he's so scared. Okay, maybe this quest actually leads to the wolf killing. We're gonna see. Okay, first thing, we have to leave. Do our first retour in Duskwood Zone Locked and go to Westfall to Moonbrook. Check up on the school and get some information about Stalvan. We've got a true vanilla experience now. Plenty of traveling from zone to zone. But I do have to admit that the moon is quite beautiful in here. View of the farms with this music in the background. Just looking to the moon brings back memories. Okay, we've got this old footlocker. Creaks open. You find a dusty unsent letter in the old footlocker. She's neutral? I wish. And we've got another curse. This quest is quite annoying because of those curses. Not for the mages, of course, because they can just dispel it, but yeah. We get a little story about the Stalvan Mist Mantle. It came from the Silver Pine. He was looking for some adventures to get some knowledge, so he went for Westfall as it looks beautiful, especially in the spring season. Hey, so we will actually need to get back to the Darkshire, but we've got plenty of business still to do along the way, so let's get this done first. Shame, even the smallest amount of XP would be helpful. But yeah, this is like the payoff when playing Zone Lock Challenge, where you cannot actually change the zones willingly and do the low level quests first, then go do some other low level quests in a different zone and then come back and complete the others. You are just fully locked to one zone, except for the breadcrumb quests, which are required. That is the one that we have just recently done. We couldn't have pushed the story further without completing it, so it's like a mandatory one. At the moment we have completed 20% of Duskwood, so still quite a lot to do. And later down the line there will be some elite quests as well, so those probably will pose a little bit more challenge, I guess. Have you come to join or fight? Of course. Okay, so it seems that the Sven's family has been killed by some Dark Riders, which of course are the ones from the Deadwind Pass. Here. There's like absolutely no story about them, except of course Duskwood in Classic WoW, but from future expansions we do get to know that those are like the raiders sent from the Karazhan Tower. But yeah, at this point in time, nobody really does know too much about them. So yeah, somebody did bury something under the barn on the Sven's farm, and we need to check it what that is. But first, his friend, a hunter, needs help to get rid of those freaking wolves, because they are constantly biting their supplies off, making their lives additionally more difficult, which nobody really wants. This is a pretty scary and hard to live place without all this jazz. Oh, very nice. I just need to use one. Oh shit, it's instant and it shares the cooldown with grenades. Those are good, really. But mine are stunning as well. This is more damage, this is more utility because the targets are being stunned. Nonetheless, both are good and both will be useful. Now I need to speak with the hermit, and I think we should be fine already. I actually still need to kill some wolves to get 10 lean wolf flanks, as this will be required for the quest as well. So we're just simply being an amazing deliveries once more, because everybody needs some supplies. from the freaking Raven Hill from Darkshire to Raven Hill. It's pretty funny because yeah, there's quite a lot of running involved in this area. In 1 minute there will probably a new world buff. Trying to get that freaking wolf flank fast and Hearthstone to Stormwind. There you are. World buff would be great, so we need to get it. Hopefully somebody will be turning in the thing at the moment. Wait a minute, which one was that? This guy. Or this guy. But there's like nobody nearby, so... Oh, move along, citizen. There's nothing to see here, literally. Give me the buff and I'm away. Well then, I guess there will be no buffs coming. Okay, let's speak with Madame Eve. Oh, of course, because there's nothing nicer than freaking combing a ghost. This is perfect. Combing hair of a ghost. Isn't my hand gonna just go through? Did you ever find what you were looking for? Yes, I did. So it seems that the next clue about Stalvan is being hidden in Elwyn Forest now. Oh, Sarah's actually right. I need gooey spider legs. Oh my god, the Stitches is still roaming around. This bastard. I just looked at him and I was instantly attacked. He's like mind controlling them. Oh, we can already start killing some horrors as well. Look at this damage. Exorcism, fireballs, judgment, and half of his HP just gone. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is the entrance for the cave where a rare spider should reside. The place, but the question is whether the mother's inside. Don't see anybody, unfortunately. Well, we've got some iron deposit, tin vein deposits, so very good place nonetheless. Will be my first iron to mine on this character. Boys, we're getting there. I would really love to avoid like a big sweaty spider respawning right on top of my head now, but I should be fast enough. Seems we're fine. Let's kill some more of those bastards. Oh, finally. I feel like 2 levels lower is the perfect level range to kill. If you just focus on like grinding or something, you should always do like -2 levels. Main thing is that the XP is still okay. It doesn't receive like a big penalty of being overleveled by quite a lot. And secondly, -2 levels actually make quite a big difference in combat capabilities, so those mobs will be just so much easier to kill. Oh my god, she tore her eyes with her own hands. Hideous, look away. Okay, then just give me the freaking mirror and I'm out. Oh no, I forgot. Ghoul already took it away and we also took it away from him, so she doesn't have to really know. Yeah, that's correct. Probably nobody will actually get to love you once again, but yeah, your comb could be useful. 200 XP. Goes hair threat to Abercrombie, of course. He's gonna be suing, definitely. Not something that you think of. So we need to head out onto another journey right to the Raven Hill now. But we also have to pick up 8-legged menace, turn it in, and also check out the Sven's Revenge. The Sven's barn, actually. What has been hidden behind it. You know what? We're here already at the Rocking Orchard. Why shouldn't we actually try to kill some Shadow Weavers? Oh shit, already pulled one, so we're going in. They're level 27, so shouldn't be so scary. The scariest thing is that there's plenty of them just lurking around, and I cannot really pull them away that much because they're constantly casting and I'm constantly missing. He's dodging my attacks. Freaking elusive Worgen. There you go. Stay there, you bastard. Eat the grass. Okay, there's one more here. Oh crap. Shit. This is getting sketchy. Okay, target dummy. Come on, one more attack. Okay, let's bubble now. One fucking missed pulled like this and I could have been done already. The biggest problem is not actually just killing them, but finding them alone, away from the group. Is going for my worgen. Shame. I really don't want to go in there that much. There are some separate ones over there. Oh crap. I'm gonna pull the other guy as well. Shit. To fight now. There's no turning back. Do I need a potion? Probably no. We're fine. Can I actually pull him like that? He can shoot me, it's no problem. I just need to pull him away a little bit. Just gonna do a quick flash of lights. Tauren warrior in here. Look at those resists and dodges. He's just one level higher. It's crazy, man. That's why I previously said that fighting 2 levels below is like a perfect spot. Well, it seems that Nightwatch is not really that much grateful if they offer such shit like this. Well, it's extra gold anyway, so... Nope. So good. He hit me like, I think once with his staff, and that was it. If you have a situation like this, playing against casters is like the most easy one ever. But if not, then yeah. The amount of dirt is here hastily piled up as if someone had need of hiding something without much time to do it. Digging through the mound, you find a small dirt-stained book. It has no title, but it's information Sven would like to know. Hey, so somebody did find the scythe in one of the mines, Roland's Doom. I think this is the mine next to the cemetery. So he basically hid in the Sven's farm for a couple of days, but didn't show his face up. And this is exactly where the book finishes. It hides in the freaking mound, so I wonder who that is exactly. And 12 silver for such food. Pretty decent, I guess. But that was the only quest, really? 500 XP? Are you freaking kidding me? Really? There's a farm that we will need to actually explore anyway for full completion. We've got 36% at the moment. We've got still 5 points of interest to explore. Vulgar Ogres. We will go for the quest there to Light Grove. Oh yeah. The portal in the middle. I completely forgot about that. Instead, we just explored it. This part of the forest and probably this part, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would actually be correct. Let's go to Sven first. Let's pull with Exorcism. Fighting undead as a paladin is actually pretty damn cool. Very effective, but there are only horrors in here, come on. I have almost completed them in the quest and I haven't killed like even one fiend yet. Let's go to Sven first, I guess. We'll get to that. Who was that skulker? Oh man, so we have even more quests just to speak with people in the town. Okay. So I guess we're just gonna finish off the skeletons and then, yeah, just go back to Darkshire. So I only need fiends now. This side is respawning, so perfect. Oh shit, I picked a horror. I'm fucking blind. Double pull, not so sketchy. But that was really unnecessary, to be honest. First aid is so freaking good on Paladin. People usually don't really take it because, yeah, Paladin have healing. But Paladin also have mana pull, and having that extra free heal is a freaking mana saver. Especially that during your bandaging, which usually takes around 7 to 8 seconds, you also regenerate even more mana. Okay, level 28, this is perfect. We get another parry point, and I'll finally equip a new weapon. Damage goes up by quite a lot, to be honest. Yeah, I can also see the damage in Seal of Righteousness, and it actually looks better on the back. It's like a bigger sword. I will actually have a sentiment to my Searing Blade. It perfectly fits the Paladin theme. Fireballs at undeads and enemies. More Ladim. Level 35. Oh my god. How the fuck I'm gonna kill those bastards? Ditch is 35, more Ladim 35. Okay, so another Amazon services. Oh, the peaceful vibe is a very nice change of pace environment. Oh, while we're already here, we can also use the Paladin Trainer. New Exorcism will be so freaking good. Exorcism, let's go. Redemption is useless because we're in hardcore, so who would take this? And Shadow Resistance Aura can be useful from time to time, I guess. Against things like Shadow Weavers, for example. Stalvan sounds familiar. It seems that the Stalvan, they ran away in a hurry, screaming, and hidden back his things. So, yeah, let's check up on those storage chests. There's not really that many information here, only that he wanted to move, and that he wanted to tutor one of the children nearby. Okay, so we finally found ourselves in Stormwind to follow this legend of Stalvan. This is strange. What we can find in this crates about Stalvan. Mostly heirlooms, a family portrait, a few hunting trophies, and some old books. Near the bottom, underneath the ceramic vase, you uncover a torn journal page. Another forlorn spirit. Shit. That was bad on my part. I could have stunned her first. Oh, he actually did fall in love with one of her tutors. That's interesting. Well, we have to go to all the way down the Eastway logging camp. I guess probably the best way will be actually to fly and then walk on foot from there. Right, let's fly to Darkshire then. So we're in the middle of the Duskwood. We're literally 50% in, so still quite a lot to do, especially with most of the elite quests ahead of us. Oh, there's the dead body of Stitches. Nice. Somebody just killed him. It doesn't matter because we still don't have the quest for him. So let's go do the Dark Runners first, I guess. This is like the closest one. Okay, where are those Dark Runners? Because I only see those Nightbane Worgens, not the ones we need apparently. And maybe I'm too far away actually from the main camp, Dark Runner. There were also plenty of them around here. So maybe I'll just work my way down. And we're gonna smack some of them over there. There's like 28, 29, so equal level. Requires a little bit more time to actually kill them. I would love to actually, if I could use Exorcism on them. And actually going in there and pulling like whole camp is kind of sketchy. So I will try to keep to the outskirts of the camp just for the safety. If those guys would be like 2 or 3 levels below me, I would actually would not fear at all to engage them, even when 2 or 3 packs. But yeah, probably seen last time when I attacked like 3 of those with Shadow Weavers as well. Things got sketchy pretty damn fast. I had to use my training dummies, had to use my potions, bubble. Oh shit, this guy is actually AoE farming. Leave some for me, please. That would be actually nice if he could share. Okay, I'm actually not using the Exorcism, so I can go for the Blessing of Might. It's gonna be slightly more damage. So yeah, many people actually have said that Paladins are pretty damn boring, and I was one of those persons as well. But yeah, as I'm playing, actually positioning during combat and stuff like that, especially in hardcore, is quite important, and Paladin actually allows you to do all that because yeah, you're just auto-attacking mostly and pressing one button. Well, 2 usually, but I did macro my judgment so I can use 1. And your positioning is quite important in Classic, so it just allows me to pretty much fight and travel, for example, very easily. It's not like Classic overall have some kind of complicated spell rotation or anything like that. You can do this on pretty much every melee, but it's just a lot easier and chill. You're just auto-attacking all the time. More of those in here. Need to probably go back to the Rotting Orchard. And all I see now is the standard Shadow Weavers or Worgens. When I actually needed them, there were only Dark Runners. It's so annoying. There's a whole camp of them. It's a little bit scary. Oh no, they pull one by one, so it's no worries. But I feel like the pulling range is kinda high. I wasn't even running like towards him that much. Yeah, I'm just gonna use those fish silver oil. They share same cooldown as target dummies, so it's kind of just wasting my backspace. I'm not really using them anyway because, yeah, it's better to save it for the target dummies just in case something sketchy happens. Okay, stun him just to prevent some incoming damage. There are plenty of people, so the exit route is pretty safe. Okay, this one's done. Everything is just old history book. I wish I could have dropped it by now. Wouldn't be so annoying just seeing it everywhere. I really was wondering if we're gonna see any information about the Scythe of Elune on the Worgen quests, but it seems that they're not gonna shed any light in this case for us. Holy crap, I'm actually lost in those freaking bushes. I'm not even sure if those world bosses are here in Classic. They should be up, aren't there? Or maybe they're actually time-gated or something? I'm not quite sure if we are on the correct patch. I think he's not up. Lethan, I think. They're not even released yet. No, I think not yet. It was like later patches when actually Onyxia is dead already and stuff like that. Right, boys, we're in the Ogre mode. I think it's pretty damn dangerous, especially that there are level 30s over here. Secondly, it's a cave, so it could be a death trap. But I have literally everything up, so I believe in the holy light. The light is strong within this one. Okay, there's only one guy. It shouldn't be that bad. If respawns will not kill me, then I should be fine. Okay, we're in a pretty good spot. The room has been cleared. Now, I just hope that they will not respawn all at the same time. Okay, let's get rid of this patroller. We don't really need him to fuck our pool. Remember, guys, environment awareness, especially in caves, is mandatory for survival. Man, where is this bad boy hiding? Holy shit, he's got different spawn locations. So maybe he's actually in that little tunnel. Oh, he's here. Jesus, and I would have waited there like for years. Chill, bro, no stuns. There you go. Okay, it was actually a pretty easy quest. I just spent a little bit too much time on it. I don't know, I didn't even notice like that he can spawn in different locations. I was just face tunneled into that cavern. Okay, I also only need 1 point to discover for full completion, 56%. Wait a minute, yeah, Mana Mist Mantle needs to be explored. Okay, we're finally gonna get to Jitters. Maybe we'll get some explanation why he was running so fast. I'm pretty sure he was the one that got the book on Sven's farm. Okay, so he was actually the shadowy figure. Let's check it out. Man, he actually touched the Scythe of Elune. It could have been his artifact weapon. Oh man, this is really a sad story. Or the wife actually thought that she can fool around the raiders just to take her further from her children. Oh man, look at this, just same this little journal, one quest, 20 pages of actually an amazing story. This is why this place is so freaking amazing. Even this quest is like one big tragedy, the Scythe of Elune, the war against the Sven, his family. Man, when I'm reading this, I'm actually getting chills. Yeah, those are the things that Classic Plus should actually look after. Okay. So we have even more killing because Sven is looking for revenge, and Morbid Fell, the local necromancer, seems to be Darkrider's friend. And I will really gladly help Sven. The good thing is that they're all undead, so it should be a little bit slightly faster to do. It's a shame that actually in World of Warcraft you cannot only choose places where you kill undead. That would be like the best leveling route for paladins. Oh, there are some healers over here actually. Let's get rid of them. Oh, I thought it's like some secret stuff on the roof of this catacomb, but it's just a simple torch. Man, I thought that I already found something great. We're playing this game for so many years already, but we still kinda hope to find something new. They actually have perfect level for me. I should ding in a couple of seconds, couple of kills, and this will make things so much more easy. And this is a healer and a ward. Okay, let's go for them. I'm gonna smack this guy, stun him. One more hit, it should be done for. They also slower my attack speed, those little bastards. And because of that, I have to use my cleanse and waste mana. It's only 51, but yeah. They break my mana regen cycle. I should get a level up with my next kill. Man, there's so many warders in here. But I don't really want to go that deep. This should be fine. Okay, both of them actually are being pulled. I will actually ding in the middle of the fight, so let's just spam my skills before I ding. Kill him. There you go, level 29. 3 out of 3, so I'm out of here. Okay, I just need those freaking raiders and plague spreaders. Man, the freaking fog. It's annoying. Usually there were quite a lot of plague spreaders. I guess they were killed mostly. Oh, there you are, Mr. Spreader. Oh yeah, they also have annoying disease to constantly dispel. I have more capabilities offensively against them, but they also require me to constantly use my dispels, which is very mana inefficient. Can I run away from it? Oh, I can outrange it. This is actually perfect. Remember guys, many things in WoW can actually be outranged. Like, yeah, especially like poisons and stuff like that. It just requires you to take 2 extra steps one way or the other and you will actually avoid getting some extra damage. Yeah, look at this. It doesn't even require that much. Perfecto. Oh, what we have here? 8 stamina. Oh my goodness. And they look pretty damn cool. Okay, I take those. 8 stamina for hardcore is like perfect piece. If they would also have like intellect on them, it would be best in slot. Oh, I should be able to actually get the cemetery, the grave quest. Why does it show like level 35? It's not that high, if I remember correctly. Morgan Lattimore. On further examination, you notice that dirt over the grave has been recently disturbed and that a good amount of the dirt seems to have been displaced. Yeah, this bastard is roaming the cemetery and he's actually level 35. Which is pretty damn high, to be honest, because even if I will manage to get like level 30... Oh, there you are. Oh shit. Tactical retreat, okay? I'm not running away. This is a tactical retreat. Somebody asked me for Morbinfell. Hi. Not yet, bro. I still need like 7 skeletons. Yeah, I better just go here. There's at least good tons of plague spreaders. I was going to troll him. Like this. I wonder if he's gonna flame me now. Probably. Oh, they just invited me to the group. Okay, I guess that's good as well. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, there is a secret passage over here, but... yeah, we don't really need it yet. And I think that in Classic, there wasn't anything involved from that tunnel. So we're just gonna leave it for now. Nice, and party, it's going so freaking fast. I still need shit tons of ghoul fangs. When I started playing in the party, I completely forgot that to avoid those freaking diseases. Okay, how many I need? I need only 2. So I guess I can probably find them along the way on the hill, as I need to still kill the raiders, so there should be plenty of them. Okay, final plague spreader. But I still need plenty of ghoul fangs anyway. This is actually a very good tactic when you're fighting elites, to minimize the damage taken, because usually they have like, you know, faster attack rate than you, so you can just smack him once, jump over, he needs to run, then exchange hits and do this once again. Exchange hits and kite him once again. So you kind of minimize damage taken by this. Very good tactic to use, to be honest. Okay, I only need ghoul fangs now. And speak with Amber Combi. We've got plenty of stuff completed now. I don't have to buy mount on level 40, so I kinda spare any money I can. You know, just upgrading my weapons slightly. Now I've got level 28, so it's kinda up to date. So I should be fine for a couple of levels, depending on what upgrades will be available. And of course, I'm not planning on spending like 20 gold on a weapon. So usually I'm just gonna choose cheaper options usually. But I'm getting closer to the end of the Duskwood and I still haven't gotten the freaking old history book. It's really bad RNG, to be honest. Abercrombie. Cheeky bastard. Yeah, he needs it to keep the warm in the night, but yeah. Scarecrow for ghouls. Really? Okay. That was actually a bad thing on my part, because I could have do this all together with plague spreaders and stuff like that. Yeah, I could preemptively think about this, but I actually completely forgot about those quests. So we have a little bit more ghouls to kill now. But the bright side is that usually this item has a little bit higher drop chance, so it shouldn't be that obnoxiously annoying to actually drop them. The bad thing about Duskwood is that to finish Morbidfell quest, we will actually be required to do quite a lot of traveling. And this is especially bad for me because I haven't been in wetlands before. So that means quite a lot of traveling on my part. But there is a bright side to it as well. Because when we actually finish Duskwood, we will have to make a very strategic decision about where to level further. I will be actually a little bit too low level yet to go straight up to Stranglethorn Vale, because even though there are plenty of quests, I will be zone locked, so usually you travel back and forth to and off Stranglethorn just to complete the quests and supplement with the other zones. Oh, history book, finally. Jesus Christ, nice. I'll get rid of those annoying markers on the map then. History of Stormwind. Yeah, we need to take it to the library. And I think this actually leads further into the South Shore. I'm not really exactly sure. Yeah, the map has gotten a lot more clearer now. But yeah, coming back to my leveling pods, I cannot lock myself in Stranglethorn just yet. I need to be at least level 35, 36, I think. But we'll see how this will turn out. So I think that my next natural step will be wetlands, because this is like 20 to 30 zone. There are also plenty of elite quests over there and quite a lot of normal quests. So I should be able to do them just fine without too much problem. So yeah, I will have to go there after Duskwood anyway, which means that the traveling will be already completed and we'll just fly over. And that's actually a very big advantage. Okay, we have finally also gotten the ghoul ribs. Nice, when we actually complete all of those, this is like one of the best moments in World of Warcraft while leveling, when you get so many quests to turn in. Oh yeah, completely forgot about the crate for the Abercrombie from the ogres. Yeah, but no problem, bro. I'm gonna get it right now, especially that it's just outside of the ogre mount, not inside, so it's gonna be a lot easier to get it. Just gonna smack some of the ogres, and this... Oh shit, I also need to turn in this quest. Man, I'm kinda running around like a headless chicken today. I have so many things around me to do, and I just skip stuff. Not a very good sign. Of course my skill in combat cannot be doubted. Did you see how did I solve those freaking ghouls, sorted those ghouls? Okay, so now we are being sent to the Stormwind anyway, it seems. Yeah, that makes sense. One of the bishops need to help us, so we will have 2 quests to turn in Stormwind, which is pretty damn good, and also 1 to finish. Yeah, the attack, I need to finish this one as well. There's a amazing ring as a reward from it as well. Okay, we're almost level 30, which is nice, and then I have to make a decision actually, to take just a little bit slightly better mobility, or go into conviction with the crit chance. I mean, mobility is great, quality of life thing, but yeah, more crit chance is always welcome. I have 5%, so it's like standard one. It could go up to 10 on the full talent. Yeah, I think that overall it has a little bit more value rather than 8% movement speed. I will just kill things faster, so... My plan is eventually to still pick up Pursuit of Justice, and then take Improved Retribution Aura And by that time, I should be already level 40 to go full into protection. I mean, up to Blessing of Sanctuary and then also take Consecration. And then I can be a full tank, fully fledged tank. Then I'm gonna grab some points into Reckoning to also use it while solo leveling. But then I should be able to tank freely. We'll get some nice shield spike on it. And then we'll see. Oh, somebody even cleared the mobs for me. Abercrombie crate is secured. Happy nights ahead. This guy is really crazy. He's a necromancer after all. Where's this freaking note? I want to read it. Does it say anything? The letters on this note seem to flicker and dance across its surface. It's impossible to glean meaning from them. Okay, I'm gonna drop by the Mist Mantle house first, because I need to explore it anyway. And if he's level like 31, even 32, I should be able to kill him. Okay, come here, you bastard. I'm gonna stun him offensively. Gonna smack him with a grenade. Gonna pop one Consecration. Gonna pull another one. Oh, where you going, bro? Easy peasy. Okay, let's start turning in those shits. Legend of Stalvan. Yes, we have freed the forest from the Stalvan bloodthirst. I'm gonna take the axe because, yeah, like I said, the ring is gonna be better. 4000 XP. That's quite a lot. Okay, let's start from the look to the stars turn in. The guy will finally be able to create his star glass or spyglass or whatever it is. Stargazing device. Oh shit. This is actually so good. Belt of the Stars. This is an amazing upgrade. Thanks, bro. Oh yeah. That's what I like. That's what the kitties likes the most. I was hoping though for a little bit more XP for that. But yeah, we're still 9k away from level 30. Okay, Night Watch completed. 10 slot bag. I take it. Oh yeah, Morgan Lattimore is also a sad story. Not sure if you guys know, but this was a guy that was sent to war actually. And I think he deserted or something, if I remember correctly. And he started killing people in Darkshire and he just turned into Mortal Lattimore out of sorrow because I think he couldn't find his children or something like that. Yeah, I know the story with children, but yeah. Okay, so we need a translator for this freaking finicky note from the Abercrombie guy. He is really strange indeed. Don't know though, if he lives out at the graveyard, then I do not know his brains have rotted out. Yeah, I guess. Or maybe he's smarter than all of us. Greetings, Ilo Ibenlock, Major of Darkshire. I'm afraid I have news for your town. Grave news. You see, I'm a creator. I fooled the bearer of this note into aiding me in my latest, most dire creation. A friend of flesh and bone and twisted metal. As you'll read this, it's likely outside my humble dwelling, gnashing its teeth and waiting for my word to go forth and slaughter. But you'll know soon enough. Oh, so he actually came because the guards are being on the lookout. Although Ed Grave Abercrombie may have been motivated from kindness, your actions have doomed our town. Oh, it's a very nice shield actually. Now we have to dig out the Abercrombie wife from the grave, kill her, and get the heart here. Man, all those family problems in Darkshire. Yeah, but those stories are what makes this zone so great. It's just so interesting. Okay, so we have the Morladim quest. We have to kill him now. Oh shit, only 3k for the level up. So I guess I'm gonna do the Worgen in the Woods quest probably. Okay, I better go in for the cave first. But it seems that somebody was here already. Godspill. He's not the part of the quest. And I think he's an elite. No, he's standard level 32. Probably supposed to be some kind of important NPC here. But yeah, as usually, Blizzard didn't deliver. And he's just a random guy. Oh man, he's gonna be constantly trolling like that. He's gonna be so annoying by picking out those monsters. Okay, let's just kill him. Oh shit, my stun missed. Yikes. Respawns. This is not so good. Okay, I still got plenty of stuff in my defense, so it should be fine. No need to panic. Jesus Christ, those poisons. Man, I got so used to kill undead. and that I can use exorcism constantly. But man, paladin is a perfect class for this freaking zone. I can clean those freaking diseases and poisons constantly. I have also extra weapons against undead, which also are plenty of in here. If I could also use exorcism on the freaking worgen, that would be the literally the best class ever. And those freaking respawn times are so irregular. Sometimes you get those hyper spawns and sometimes you're waiting crazy amount of time for one mob. Ooh, a mage is doing some crazy pulls. Okay, I'm gonna use it to my advantage and take them one by one. Oh, I will get the level up right about... Yes, perfecto, level 30, guys. This is perfect. Roland's Doom. This is the place where the jitters actually did find the Scythe of Elune. I don't see anything. Pile of rubble. It can be anything, literally. There's a, pile of dirt, but it's definitely not the Scythe of Elune, right? So now we just need Morbent Fell, and then we can pretty much complete all the elite quests there. Plus Stitches, but I think Stitches... Well, now I'm not even sure if there's a quest for Stitches. Nonetheless, the Crest of Darkshire. Amazing shield and looks great. Oh, for stamina, for spirit. Shield is shit, but it's actually good for stamina, for spirit. It's nice, I take it. So, if we're lucky, we still have plenty of quests. As you can see, I've got 78% completed, but there's plenty of, the missing diplomat and things like that. But yeah, our job here is completed for the moment. So let's head back to Stormwind City. Okay, what do we have? Seal of Light can be useful. Okay, Lay on Hands, of course. Holy Light and Improved Consecration. That's good. Seal of Justice, Devotion, or Divine Intervention, not really needed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the bastard had some very nice barriers on himself. Okay, a holy item for a paladin. I'm on it, bro. But yeah, we have to travel to wetlands now. Okay. Discreet stuff, this Delave. The story of Morgan Lattimore, I don't need it for the moment. Okay, plenty of stuff to do in Stormwind Keep. So let's head over there. I think I should be able to complete the attack quest now. Okay, we're gonna do this elite quest just now. Marzon, the Silent Blade. It's actually a little bit lower level. Oh, somebody actually helps me. That's fine. They were not really that difficult. But yeah, thanks. Where do we have to report? Elintreus. Okay, but first let's go do the book. Oh, it seems it was a really rare book. But no, I'm not going to South Shore, so this can be abandoned. We don't need it. Bolvar 4 Dragon. This man is a future Lich King. Yeah, what you got in store? The Missing Diplomat. Okay, so another literally storyline where the fires are being involved. But it's cool. It's not like that you killed one cleave and it's over. They're like the fires nets all over the place. It's just great. Storyline. Always loved the Defias one. Duskwood is kinda... Well, Redridge as well, because there's not much Defias over there already. But yeah, Duskwood was kinda different. Okay, so finally the Missing Diplomat sends us to Duskwood, so... I think this is the part which we need for the full completion, so... That's a good sign. I thought that I will have to do a little bit much more. Quite a lot of legwork today. Just running around in Duskwood from Darkshade to Ravenhill is shit tons of traveling. If you add some Stormwind and Missing Diplomat to it, then yeah, it gets pretty crazy. Okay, so literally Shaw is thankful that we got rid of the freaking noble. Ooh, look at this beauty. I was waiting a long time for it. And the king himself is gonna give us this, so... Even better. Katrana Prestor is gonna give us the ring. This is pretty crazy. I was informed by Paraslaxon that you would be coming. Missing Diplomat. Diplomatic mission. Nice. Yeah, almost 4,000, and the ring in itself is just simply amazing, so... we are getting closer to finish the Duskwood, like 80% left to do. So we had to wetlands, finish the quests over there just to get to Morbid Fell quest, and then we're gonna finish back our business in Duskwood. So guys, last time we have almost finished Duskwood. We are left over with only elite quests. As you can see, we're gonna finish our business here in Wetlands. I had to make the trip all the way from Stormwind, so it did take me some time. So let's see. Okay, he did acknowledge that we did take a long way. That's good. Okay, so it seems that the metal that we are looking for to actually kill the Necromancer, it has been sinking down with other ships that were killed, well, destroyed by the dragons during the Third War. That's kind of interesting. Especially that one of those ships were actually an elven one, which we can already see. Yeah, it's good. Only some low-level warlocks guarded, so it shouldn't be that hard, I guess. The chest is waterlogged and its siding broken. Many claw marks mark both inside and outside of the chest, as the murlocs have searched through it and stolen its treasure. Okay, so apparently we just need to kill some murloc thieves, which shouldn't require that much skill or effort. Okay, we've got the light forge. Okay, our business is done here, which is great. Let's go then. Of course it will be an honor to craft it for me. Let's get to work. Okay, it seems that was pretty damn easy. We've got the weapon. Removes the protective enhancements around Morbid Fell. 3-minute cooldown. Okay, that definitely will be useful. Some of the agents gathered near Adelstead. Okay, we will be heading that way anyway, so I guess we can clearly do it. Let's just see on our status, we've got 82% finished. Ooh, there are some Defiance around. What does it say? Okay, it seems that their first plan have failed, but they already have a backup plan, so do we have to turn it in? Yeah, Watcher Bacchus. So we're gonna have to get back to Darkshire anyway. Let's try to clear the building as much as possible. The great thing about the undeads is that first, they don't run away. And secondly, they're undead, so I can use my spells against them. Dude, there are so many of them. But I can kite, so it shouldn't be that bad. Oh crap, there's even more. And even more. Oh shit. I need to run. I don't know, maybe I just trolled this warrior because now they're gonna throw at him. Oh dude, they're still after me. We'll just throw a bomb in. Okay, that was pretty damn crazy, to be honest. Oh, he's still here, Jesus. I don't have a weapon now. Okay, I'm just gonna heal this guy. This is really, really crazy. Okay, give me my weapon now. I think I can heal him once. Okay, should be fine now. Good going. Eliza. Let's go, brother. Holy crap, you're a caster. Oh, dude, that's bad. Okay, she's dead. Let's drink up a potion. Target dummy. I'm fine. Easy peasy. Okay, let's go, boy. Bag of marbles. Holy fuck, his attack speed. This guy's crazy, bro. Okay, I need target dummy. And first aid. Potion. Divine protection. Shit, mate. This is not going well. Okay, lay on hands. Man, he's got such an attack speed. This is really, really damn crazy. Okay, okay, that was dumb.